Hey everybody, welcome to the week 6 discussion board. So this week we're talking about browsers, and hopefully you've gone through the at least part of the lecture for this week so you have some sort of understanding of what browsers are. Now I will be mentioning a little bit more about browsers in another video in the announcements, but this one is just going to be kind of just giving you a little introduction and also just kind of setting the scene when it comes to this specific discussion board. So what are browsers? How do we use them? Why are they important? Do they offer more than just speed of use? Those are the kinds of things that I'd really like you to be thinking about this week. So the three browsers that we're focusing on primarily are going to be Chrome, Firefox, and Safari. Now Chrome is the most popular browser on earth. This is Google's browser, and so most people know Google from the now used verb to Google something, right? It's this massive company. It's actually owned by another company called Alphabet. But other than their search bar, they're probably best known for their browser. And it's a great browser. It really is. It's the one that I'm using when I go onto Blackboard. I know that we're supposed to be using Firefox. I don't really use Firefox very much. I just feel more comfortable with Chrome. Firefox is another one, and this is by a company, a not-for-profit called Mozilla. And so it's important to know that it's a not-for-profit and that it is something that's called open source. Now, open source is something that you'll learn about in the lecture notes a little bit, but this has something to do with the fact that the code and basically all the things that make it work, it's not really owned by anybody. It's open, right? It's something that can be used by different people. It can be manipulated by people. And so that's something to keep in mind when you think about Firefox. So there's Chrome, owned by Google, there's Firefox, and then there's Safari. And if you're an Apple user, you know Safari because this is the default browser. So whether it's on your Apple computer or on your iPad or on your phone, they all come with Safari. It doesn't mean you need to use them, but that's the default browser, and it's a very stable browser, and it's a good browser as well. So what's the difference? Don't we all just need one browser? Why are there all these browsers? And by the way, there aren't just three. There are plenty of other ones. There's Brave, which is another really good one. If you're really interested in things like privacy, and I'll mention more about Brave down the road. There are browsers like Edge, that's Microsoft's, and then that's replacing Microsoft's old one, which is Internet Explorer. But there's plenty of other browsers. People have created their own browsers. There's lots of different kinds of options out there. We're just focusing on the three primary ones. So you're going to have to ask yourself, which one do you use and why do you use it? Which one do you think is more valuable than the other ones? Are there things that are more important than just speed? Think about things like security. Does one guarantee security? Is one more secure than others? Now, Apple and Google have gotten into a lot of trouble, a lot of problems as of late when it comes to issues related to privacy. So if you're really a big privacy advocate, as I am, that's going to be something you're going to want to think about. Is this something that's very important to you? And if so, is it going to change your browsing habits? So that's a lot of what we're going to be talking about in the discussion board is the kinds of browsers, which one you use, and why do you use it. Now, talk a lot about the browsers. Talk about your own experience. Talk about maybe problems you've had in the past or ones that you like more than others. But maybe if you want, talk about browsers that aren't mentioned in the big three. If there's one that you use that most other people don't and you want to talk about it a little bit, kind of inform your classmates. Remember, you're learning and teaching your classmates, not just learning from me. Bring it up. Talk about it a little bit. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what you have to offer this week. I'm going to challenge you with a lot of questions, to think a little differently, to try to think outside the box. And here's the really good news. We're going to do another different thread this week. It's going to be related to internet and internet safety and security. But this one's going to be a little different. This one is going to be extra credits. So if you are involved in this one and you do the things that are required, you're going to earn extra credit. Now, you have to do more than just post your comments and say, hey, this is what I think about such and such. No, in this case, I'm going to ask a little bit more of you. So you're going to have to actually go out there and find a resource or find a website, find an article related to the topic in question, and you're going to talk about it a little bit. I'm not going to be asking you to write 500 words. No, don't worry about that. But if you do these things and you hit those kinds of specifics that I want you to hit, you will be able to earn extra credit by participating in this thread. So keep that in mind. I will make it very obvious that this is extra credit, and you'll be able to see that right there in the title. But I really do encourage all of you to get involved because extra credit helps everybody. So looking forward to what you have in store for us this week, folks, and looking forward to our conversations.